Welcome back to Arise Exchange for this Monday. If you're a small business owner, this October may look scarier than Halloween. That's because for many businesses, the Affordable Care Act is still a mystery, and parts of it go into effect October 1st, with the rest beginning in October 2014. Small business financial consultant Aaron Smith, who runs the A.W. Smith Financial Group in Virginia, is here to walk us through some of what we know and more of what we don't. Good afternoon, Aaron. Thank you for sticking around. We saw you earlier on Our Take.
Glad to be here, Andrew. Thank you.
So I want to talk a little bit about, I was at the doctor this morning, and he said, before you leave, I have to hand you literature. I'm like, well, I don't need to read anything. But he says, this is part of the new regulations. We have to give you things to read. How confusing is this entire law to not only small businesses, but to the government as well?
Well, it's very confusing, Andrew. It's 50 million, approximately, individuals in this country who don't have health insurance right now. Inflation, the cost of living, the cost of health care has risen over the last 20 years much greater than generally the inflation rate. That being said, business owners are actually are concerned about how this thing plays out.
Well, that's what they're worried about, is whether you support the law or not, whether you support some sort of universal health care or not. There is very little clarity going forward, because the government is as confused, and they've created a little bit of a mess here. Are businesses that you work with telling you that they just don't know how to proceed? Well,
they are. They're telling. I mean, here's a case in point. They're saying, Andrew, I think I'm going to lay some of my staff off. I'm going to cut hours back. They don't really get a clarity of what is a full-time worker versus a part-time worker. So they have no clarity as it relates to what they're going to do in their own businesses. But true as you said, the federal government is maybe a little bit unsure in themselves.
Yeah, it would be nice if they published some material that they could hand out to explain the whole thing, but they probably have to get their hands around it too. There's a magic number 50, and that relates to 50 employees. And you mentioned part-time employees versus full-time employees. Can you walk us through a little bit about that 50 number?
Absolutely. If you have at least 50 employees in your corporation, you don't have to provide health coverage to your employees. However, if you don't, there's an exchange that's going to be set up, Andrew, in 2014. That exchange basically says that you can come get health insurance coverage through us, whether it's a state exchange or the federal exchange. And if any of your employees go to that exchange and get coverage, you would be penalized as an employer.
You have to pay a tax.
You have to pay a tax.
And so here's the problem, though. You know that employers are going to do the following. They're going to get to 49 employees, and they're going to say, I need one more person, but I'll hire somebody for 4 hours a day, and I'll hire somebody for 4 hours a day. Or they'll set up another corporation within their corporation, or the law doesn't even cover if they do work through what's known as a loan-out program, where they hire a firm to supply employees. There's so many different ways around this that what I think concerns a lot of people is that, once again, big business is going to get the advantage here because they have the money to figure it all out, and small businesses are going to be kind of left holding the bag.
Well, small businesses are, as you know, they're the caterpillar of our country. I mean, from any town USA, small business owners feel that they're always being stepped on. They feel like a doormat. And pretty much at the end of the day, we still just don't have clarity right now on what's going to happen with this law. That's why we're concerned as small business owners.
Okay, so a small business owner comes to you, and what is the first piece of advice you give them?
I would tell them, look here, sit back for just a moment, get your healthcare professional involved. Get your attorney involved. Get your tax accountant involved as a team.
Okay. By the way, that means money, money, money.
Absolutely. It does. It does. However,
it's going to cost me money, money, money to talk to these people.
Well, I'm not. Hey, look, Andrew, I'm not arguing with you on this, but at the end of the day, you're absolutely right. Once again, as small business owners, we feel like we're always the doormat.
Right. But of course, the healthcare is a real serious problem here, and this was an approach to do that. Are you hearing that companies are not going to hire because of the law? Because I'm a little suspicious of that kind of argument.
I hear it, but I don't necessarily buy it. I mean, companies want to be profitable, and to be profitable, you have to have good people working for you. So I would suspect that companies, once they get themselves wrapped around and really get the clear understanding of it, I think as their businesses start to grow and they need more people, they're going to bring on more people.
And I take it there's going to be a learning curve here, and once they gather all of the information, they'll kind of be able to move forward. What changes to the law would you like to see right now, if any?
I would just like to see a lot more clarity.
Okay.
I would like the government to come out and say, hey, look here, small business owners, we're on your side. We want to be here and want to be in the game with you. We're going to share with you what you need to know to make your company profitable.
Because what's interesting here is most big businesses have always offered health care if you go to work for a large corporation.
That's right.
And now small businesses, defined by the IRS, for example, can be very large corporations. We know that.
That's right.
But it is the small business that drives the economic model here. And there is some legitimate concern that it is going to slow down and that hiring is going to slow down. Do you think that's pressuring the employment rate right now?
I think so.
You do?
I think it really does. And I think it will for the in the near future. I think it's going to continue for a while until we get clarity on exactly how this healthcare law is going to play out.
Okay. Aaron, thank you so much.
You got it, Andrew. Thank you.
Okay. Aaron Smith, who runs the AW Financial Group from Virginia. You are watching Arise Exchange.